Magic.
I'm Josie.
And I'm John.
And welcome to MGAM TV. On this week's show...
Who gives a shit? Just...
Okay, welcome back to MGAM TV after the intros there. Hope you enjoyed them. We're going to be talking Pacific Rim. And it's a film that's got robots and monsters in, and Idris Elba and Charlie Hunnam. John, did you like a bit of robots and monsters?
I've scored it all right. I've scored it quite well, but it's got. I got halfway through it and I was like, yeah, this is America Saves the World again, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just, that sort of stuff kind of bores me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to seeing it.
You see any film that's like that, obviously always ends out the same. Always turns out the same. America Saves the World.
Yay!
Yes! Yeah, well done, yeah. Brilliant, superb. So, yeah, I mean... I like the effects and stuff like that. The story was a bit very cheesy at times.
To say the least.
But okay, it was all right. It was passable. It's something. The way that I'd probably put it is, an easy to watch on a Sunday afternoon film.
Yeah.
You got, there's nothing on the telly. What we're gonna? Oh, let's watch this.
After your dinner.
After your dinner, you're feeling full. You think,
have a sleep.
Relax.
Yeah, you could have a snooze after
there was
about
parts
half an
that
hour.
I could have had a snooze.
Definitely.
If there was a timer on it saying "get ready to snooze,"
yeah,
I would have. I could even put them in myself. I knew
perhaps
exactly.
that's what they should do. That's an idea now. Instead of like product placement when they do the P.
Timer to sleep.
They could just have an S.
Get ready for shit. Get ready for the shit bits, and let's get a few Z's in. Go on then, Joe.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't the best, but it was a generic good action film. Apparently, my generic is my buzzword. And yeah,
was it generic though?
Well, in terms
generic what?
In terms of an action film, like it was just sort of like as John said, it was like
generic.
as John said, it's like America Saves the World.
It's,
you've seen the story before. It's just slightly different variation, and I was very let down because I thought the premise behind it was quite interesting, and I thought they could have done a lot more with it.
Yeah. Instead
of just like here's the story. However far down the line, you've missed all the actual interesting action where these monsters first come to the world.
Yeah.
I thought that would be much more interesting.
You found that interesting, didn't you?
If it was a film based on that, as opposed to like
on the
trying to wipe out the other
reason
end.
why these monsters there. For anyone who hasn't even heard of this film, it's literally humans versus monsters, and the humans decide to create these robots because the monsters are massive. They're not like the little ones that live in the shop. These little shop of monsters or whatever it used to be in that 80s film. And yeah, they turn up and they're massive monsters, Godzilla size. So the humans decide to build these big robots and kick the shit out of them, and they do. And then obviously they get better, these monsters, and bigger. So obviously the shit goes down. And then I can't even really spoil it, but like John says, the monsters aren't gonna win. At the end of the film, they're not going to get
It'd be a pretty crap film, wouldn't it?
To be fair, I wouldn't mind. I would have gone, actually, I like that twist you've done there. I kind of thought, well, if they would have called it Monsters versus Robots, and literally just called it Monsters versus Robots, and had it like a grindhouse type, tongue in cheek on the script, because When they were in the robots and they storm out, I thought it was the best thing I have seen, and I think I said this for a film that we watched a while back, and this tops it. I think I was like a little kid watching Sinbad for the first time, and these epic, massive monsters are filling the screen in the cinema, and it's just great. It's cracking. The sound, the way that they fight is just a kid's dream to see these massive, huge robots. Soon as they get out the fucking robots, it's like, what? There's a war on, son. don't talk to my girlfriend like that. Oh, I'm gonna have a fight with you. Have you eaten my pie? Oh no, I'll throw that. They haven't got this accent there. I mean, the accents are all over the place. I mean, you was touching up on that, weren't you?
The Australian accents I can't remember the actors' names, but it's a father and son duo.
I will get that for you.
That are supposedly Australian, and one's British.
Max Martini. And Robert's the son.
Max Martini, he's American or Canadian, I think, something like that.
Plays Australian.
And his son is British, and
they're all over the place, and the accents are just.
That would be fine if they could do the accents well, because it would be believable. But if you can't do the accent well, why don't you just get 2 Australian actors? It's not like they're difficult to find.
I mean, I don't know. I think.
I don't know. You got the choice of Hugh Jackman or maybe
if Hugh Jackman was in it, like, and just called it, what was it, Steel Robots? What's the one he's in?
Oh yeah, Real Steel.
Real Steel. Man of Steel 2. If you stuck him in, and then I thought it would have been a lot better. I think it was the script. I mean, there's a plane going past. If you apologise for that. I think because it was directed by Guillermo del Toro, who's a great director, and he's done some fantastic films. And Pan's Labyrinth is probably the one that stands out for most. Yeah. This obviously isn't Pan's Labyrinth, but the script let it down. I think in terms of him just directing an action monster movie, it's great. I think it's miles better than Godzilla was. I think that's. It was so powerful when they were having this massive fight, but it just let it down.
I think the problem was it wasn't just the script either. Though, if there's a bad script but good acting, you can kind of get away with it. But the acting, in my opinion,
you got Idris who can act any time. He just gets up out of bed. I think Ron Perlman's character was world class. I thought it was funny. He played the drug dealer of all the monster parts. I think it's probably worth just watching.
But for me, the little girl in it, the little Japanese girl. She was the best actress out of all of them. And she's what, like 8 or something?
You watch the film, don't you? You watch the film and you get to that point, and then you actually go, oh, I'm a bit sad here.
Yeah.
Actually, her acting is that good
emotion
to stick out that you kind of go, oh, I feel for this little girl who's running along and lost all her parents and the monsters after her and stuff. So,
but isn't that usually the way in a big blockbuster film, big epic blockbuster film? You get the people who are in there who perhaps aren't the biggest names and stuff like that. Like some of the cast aren't exactly the biggest names in in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They almost try and overact to try and say, "Look at me here in this amazing film." And
where's my next job?
Yeah, and
which ruined it. I think if they would have, like I said before, if it was tongue in cheek and done even more over the top, I think I would have rated it more.
Yeah.
The fact that they are just cliche lines from an army film.
Exactly, it's trying to make it into a serious, like, moving film when you've got those.
We must group together.
Let's finish the apocalypse or whatever it's called. Let's cancel the apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's like.
Anyway, time's running out. So John, score and.
I gave it 75%. Like I say, I think I've marked it up a little bit just because I love Idris Elba. I'd watch him opening a disappointing birthday present and still find it entertaining. Just because I think he's great.
He is good.
But
so 75%, not bad. Something you could just stick on and just watch.
I gave it 52, slightly lower. Sorry. The action, great. The potential for the storyline, great. Bits in between, no, really let it down.
Yeah.
And that's generic. Why that's why my score's so low, because of the bits around it.
Pants. Script pants.
Pants and cheesy.
Pants and cheesy.
Cheesy pants.
Cheesy pants. Quite like me on a hot day. Yeah, what did I score? It's 61. I've put only because of Ron Perlman. No, I would have given it 90 if the acting and the script was as good as the action scenes. I think if you like action scenes, big monsters and big robots, then you've got to go and see it and see it at the cinema. Otherwise, just switch off for the action because it's for the acting and the script and the storyline because there's no point.
The whole point of a film.
I'd have just watched 2 hours of them fighting.
If you want to just see some good fighting, then watch it.
So, okay, that gives us a total MGAM score of 63. 63, and that's a bronze. Sorry about that. I'm just looking at lots of things down there.
Getting confused.
Getting confused. Too many numbers on here. Too many pieces of paper. We need to tidy this up for the next review.